Hello, my name is Near Stratos, and today I'm going to teach you, yes you, all about color theory and how to apply it to your own build palettes in Minecraft. But before we get started, if you find this video helpful, a like and a subscription would go a long way in supporting this channel. Now, I'm no professor in color theory. I don't want this video to be too boring, so for now, we're just going to be touching on the basics. And if you want me to go more in depth on it in the future, definitely let me know in the comments. First up, let's take a look at the basic 2D color wheel so that we can explain our first point being analogous colors. Now, analogous colors refers to colors that lie directly next to each other on the color wheel. So an example would be blue and purple or orange and yellow. Now, using these colors, you can create a build that is pleasing to the eye because the eye can detect the common hue between those adjacent colors. Most analogous color build palettes tend to feature one primary color and then two supporting colors that lie on either side, although it doesn't always have to be like that. Here I have a little demonstration while used to show off an analogous color building palette. Now, as you can see, our primary color here is the red mangrove planks, and I also decided to tie in some netherrack just to get a little bit of the darker shades in there. But the secondary colors, the analogous colors here, are the oranginess, the red-orange color from red terracotta, and the orange from the acacia planks. Now, the highlight color is very clearly orange. We use it sparingly, and we show it as the focal point to the windows and maybe the edges here, but it also works really well. This tulip has orange, this podzol has a little orange, even the lantern and this composter have just enough hue of orange to tie in to the highlights here, and as you can tell, the entire wall here just blends together very well. Nothing jumps out at you too much, so it creates a very pleasing and interesting wall to look at. Next up, we have the idea of complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are colors that lie opposite each other on the color wheel. So your examples are red-green, purple-yellow, and blue-orange. Now, using these colors together, it makes each individual one pop more. They're in a higher contrast, and they appear even brighter than they would if you use the analogous colors. Here's an example. If you put orange and yellow together, they almost blend together. It's kind of hard to tell where one ends and one begins. I mean, obviously you can tell because it's Minecraft and there's a seam there, but look how much more yellow this looks when compared to the purple than when compared to the orange. So it helps create a more prominent pop in your builds, and a lot of logos also use this for that same reason. They want to draw your attention to the logo, and you can utilize this in your Minecraft builds in the way I have here with this contrasting color palette. This one, the primary block we have is the crimson planks, and our complementary color is the yellow of the bamboo, the stripped bamboo planks. And you can very clearly see how these doors and these pillars here pop. They really do pop. And just to add a little bit of extra flavor, we have some analogous color choices in here as well, with a hue shift to the more pinky version of the crimson strip, and also for our complementary color, we have an additional hay block for a more yellow and the birch planks for a lighter, paler yellow. And this just draws your eyes directly into this center area right here. Now, our third and final topic today is the ideas of tint and shade, which I did briefly talk about in my 6 basic building techniques video. Link in the description if you haven't seen it. I recommend giving it a watch. But essentially, tint is when you add white to a color, and shade is when you add black to a color. And it's demonstrated here on this 3D color wheel. As you can see, for these reds, for example, the closer you get to white, the pinker the blocks get, and so on and so forth. I also show it off right here. For example, the most common tint and shade used are, well, the basic wood planks. The shaded version would be the dark oak, the regular version would be the oak, and the tinted version would be the birch planks. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for just grays and blacks. Like I said earlier, you can utilize it with reds and pinks, or even greens. There's a lot of colors to choose from, so it's definitely worth experimenting to try to add that tiny bit of detail to help your builds pop. I mean, people use tint and shade all the time in palettes. And here is how we implement tint and shade into a build. So we're not getting too crazy with the contrasting colors and the analogous colors. Here we just have a simple wooden house, and you can see how much more intricate it would look if we didn't use just oak planks. You know, we've tied in the spruce planks. Even under these trapdoors, we have stripped dark oak to give the illusion that there's more shade in this area. Although you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be realistic. But just adding these extra little bits of color and texture really helps tie this build in to make it look super interesting. But that's not all. You can also use shade to demonstrate areas of wear or water damage, as you can see right here where we have spruce planks underneath the water, but oak planks above. And you can also use it as a way to show wear in the other direction, like say sun bleaching, which doesn't happen on this build, but you can apply it with some birch stairs if I wanted to. Now I hear what you're saying, Nero, that's all fine and good, but how do I apply these to my own builds? Well, I hope you were paying attention, because this is the test. Right here, right now, I'm going to pick some colors for a build palette, and I'm going to throw together a little facade just to show you exactly how the process works and how you too can experiment and have fun with build palettes. Okay, first up, I'm going to need to pick some colors, and I haven't used any blue in this video. I've spent a lot with reds and crimsons, so let's go with light blue, and I guess I'll go with this other blue because these blend together pretty well. So maybe we'll do an analogous color choice. So I'll focus on these two. Then we'll get some stripped logs. Gotta go with stripped logs. These will be used as our support beams. And then I want a neutral color for the roof. Oh yeah, let's go with white. Let's go with a quartzy color. So far, our build palette looks like this. We have our two neutral tones, and we have our analogous colors. So this is what we're going to use to create a build right here. All right, that is the facade all completed. As you can kind of see, I decided to add some amethyst blocks here because it just adds that extra pop of color. It's very vibrant compared to the pastel-y colors of the terracotta, but it ties in the lighter side of the light blue and the darker side of the actual blue way better, but it also ties into the white. Those white pixels, especially on the bud right here, just tie into this white roof so perfectly. Honestly, I'm impressed. And just to add a little bit of extra flavor, we have some light color trapdoors as shutters to tie the white in with the papery effect here, and also to tie in the wood texture with these windows right here. And you know, for coming off the dome, I think this turned out pretty good. You could make a whole build with this. Well, that's everything I have for this video. I hope you learned a thing or two about color theory and how to apply it to your own Minecraft builds. The key here is to take those concepts and just experiment. Have some fun. Try different block colors and variations that you may have never thought to use together or use at all. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative and helpful, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.